Hey everybody, I'm Deanna Holsey.
I'm Amy Evans.
And we're instructors on the Gordon and Floyd campus. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a haircut. This is for Cosmetology 1110. As you know, this is a practicum, so the haircut that we're going to show you today is something that you've already learned and you may have already mastered it, but this is just kind of a refresher to help you as you do these haircuts at home. If you have any questions, you can let us know, and we're just going to do a 180 haircut today and go over that with you. A lot of you are doing this haircut for board prep, so if you have questions about it, you can let us know, but maybe this will just help prep you for that as well. So I am going to turn the camera over and let Amy show you the haircut, but you may hear me like talking in the background. I'm just going to film her while she does this.
Okay, so this is for the 180 haircut. We have 5 sections. We have 1 on top, 2 on sides, and 2 here. And I'm just going to bring a section down and brush through it, and you're going to take a horizontal subsection, section it off. You're going to bring it straight up, and you're just going to cut straight across as you bring the hair straight up. If it is too tall for you, as long as you have a good tight grip on it, you can bring it to the side and do a good even cut. So from there, when I bring it down, I'm going to take another section, horizontal section. I'm going to bring it up, and you can see where my guide is. I'm just going to take and follow that guide.
And keep in mind, if you're doing this haircut for state board, we encourage you not to cut past the second knuckle, but you can. That's not anything you're going to lose points on. But if you do cut yourself, you have to stop and do a blood spill procedure. So just be careful if you are cutting straight across. We've been doing this a long time, so we usually say, do as we say, not as we do.
And as you bring it all up, it should be pretty even. So then once I get this section cut, I'm going to come to the other section. I'm going to bring this section down. And as I bring this section down, I'm just going to use this top section that I've already done on the left side of the head as my guide. I'm going to bring it up, straight up. And here's my guide, so I'm just going to use that. If it is too much hair for you to do this, you don't have to take all of it, and you can even clip some of this out of your way if you want to. Oops, we lost the cape.
We had the cape held up with a little towel, so we were worried it might not hold up the whole time. But you know to drape your client.
And I don't think the cape will fall off. If you cut
No, normally if you put it on a neck, it stays.
Let's get this nice and even. And again, you're just bringing it straight up and you're following your guide. That piece fell, so it must be, no, it's not.
And since this is a long layered haircut, as you work your way down toward the bottom, you usually don't have a lot to cut, if any at all. See, she's got just a little bit right there.
Okay, so now I'm going to take a side section down, and I'm doing exactly as I did with the other 2 sections. I'm going to move this clip out of my way. But I'm just going to take a vertical section, a horizontal section, right? Did I say vertical?
Yeah, you said vertical. She meant horizontal.
Horizontal section, sorry. And I got just a tiny piece of this as my guide, and I'm just going to use that. It ends right here, so I know that that is where I need to cut.
And even when you're
now-
working with the sides, everything still comes straight up. So just be careful not to like angle it toward you when you're cutting and just go straight up.
And really now too, that I have, am I angling it? I might have been angling.
Oh
Now
no,
that
you
I
are.
have this as my guide, I don't really have to grab from here. I can just use this as my guide.
No, you are angling it. I've seen
Okay.
students though before, like sometimes when they move to the side, they tilt it toward them a little bit.
Yes. It's kind of natural sometimes. That's why I asked.
Well, and your mannequin head will tend to wiggle sometimes and like go sideways. So you always want to make sure that Deborah is facing the front.
And if your client starts moving, you just tell her to talk without using her head, because a lot of clients do that.
Yes.
You just say, "Sit still, Deborah." Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other side. And it is basically, get that clip out of my way, the same thing as I did on the opposite side. It's very simple. You just follow your guideline. You take a horizontal section and you go straight up and use your guide. There are several different ways to do this haircut. We chose this way just because it's kind of you're kind of on a time crunch at State Board, so it's probably the easiest, simplest way to understand and to master for the time frame that you have. But this is not the only way to do this.
And I feel like if you're struggling with your 180, you should try this way because I've found that it's the easiest way to keep up with your guide. When you're doing those vertical sections in this haircut, it's so easy to lose your guide in there.
So now I'm on the last section, and basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the horizontal section I'm going to place all this in front of her, but I'm going to take a section from here to go with it to match it as my guide, and I'm going to go straight up. And you can see where that ends, and this is the new hair. Her hair is getting a little ratty because it's dry. It's usually a little bit easier if you take a water bottle and spritz it as you go. It goes a lot smoother, so I probably should have been doing that for y'all.
Yeah, when mannequin hair starts to dry, it gets a little tangled. Also, if you can pick between a mannequin to take to State Board, if you have Deborah and Whitney, take Whitney. Her hair tangles less and it's just a little easier to comb through when you're doing the haircut and your color and perm.
She's so ratty.
Yeah, Deborah gets tangled really easy. Deborah is that client that needs to do deep conditioning treatments. Also, as you can see, Amy is standing right in front of the section she's cutting. That is so important when you're doing layer cuts because if you stand to the side and then you're trying to do a 180, your body is always going to shift a little bit. You shift your weight to one side and you're going to tilt your hand or lean just a tad. Even if you barely notice it, it's going to make a little bit of a difference in the haircut. So make sure that you're centered in front of the section that you're cutting. And with our mannequins, a lot of them have widow's peaks in the front. So make sure that you're pulling the hair straight up like Amy's doing and not pulling it toward you or out to where the hair's falling, because it does fall forward just a little bit. I know Deborah has a slight widow's peak. And while she's going back in and checking for all those pieces to that top section, because we cut horizontal sections with this haircut, when you're finished to cross-check it, you'll grab vertical sections. So you can grab pie slices and pull it straight up to the top, and it'll all be even, and that'll just help you double-check your work.
Are you happy? So we went through all the sections, and this is going to be your 180 layered haircut. The easiest way in your time frame that you have for state board.
Yeah, Amy just did this in 10 minutes, so you guys have 30 minutes at state board.
I don't suggest going through it in 10 minutes. We're just doing it to make your videos not as lengthy.
Right.
Do you want to show them a good way to check it?
Yeah.
So a good way to check to make sure, please be right.
Yeah.
Is if you hold her upside down,
Yay.
she is even.
Straight across.
No strings hanging down, no unevenness. So that's how to check your haircut to make sure that you've done a complete 180 haircut.
I'm Deborah, not a client.
Right. Yeah, don't ask your client to stay on her hair, please.
Deborah looks fabulous.
She's happy.
Yeah, she's very happy. She got a good haircut. Okay, guys, that is your 180.